Morning, everyone. Scott Maybor here with your Medicare Missive from the pond for Friday, the 18th of April. Good Friday to those who celebrate. Happy Easter. Almost the end of Passover. So busy weekend and the anniversary of my bar mitzvah. So long time ago. So today I just wanted to talk about ancillary benefits, and on the way up the path I was thinking about, I repeat myself, but what I do is think about who I spoke to in the last day or so and use those as examples. And yesterday I met with a couple who was referred to me by a current client. The client who referred her, she has one plan, her husband has a different plan. She had warned her friend before I got there that, one of the carriers is dropping benefits, and the benefits she was referring to were like the dental and the over-the-counter benefit. So we had a discussion about what's the best plan, and I said, well, are those benefits important to you? And she said, no, not particularly, because I still have dental from my employer. I said, okay, great. So your situation is different than your friend's. If dental's a priority, then you're right. The plan your friend has and that we originally spoke about a year and a half ago is probably not the right plan for you. But if dental is not a criteria of the selection, then maybe that plan is still good, and it turns out that based on her providers, there's not a ton of choice. So in this case, it's an Advantage plan. Her doctors are in basically one network that we could find. That makes the most sense, especially if she's not concerned about dental. On Wednesday, I spoke to a woman who she told me she has no doctors that she sees. She takes no medications, and the only thing she cares about is a gym membership. And she's got a very specific gym that she goes to, and she knows that one of the carriers will pay for that gym, and that's all she cares about. That was the only criteria for her choosing a plan. Which plan will pay for this particular gym? Now, as I've said before, when choosing an Advantage plan, I don't believe ancillary is your first criteria. I usually go doctors, medications, then the ancillary. But if ancillary is your priority, then so be it. I'm not telling you what to choose based on or what to prioritize. I'm helping you make a selection based on what's most important to you. I've had people in the past, I'm sure I've given this example, a guy wanted to switch to a plan that had $2,500 of dental. When I pointed out that it was an HMO, so you could only see in-network doctors, and not one of his 5 doctors takes the plan, so he would need 5 new doctors. But yes, he would get the $2,500 of dental. He was like, whoa, I didn't realize that. So you have to be careful, and you have to make sure that, if the $2,500 of dental is the priority, fantastic, I'll sign you up today. If having your existing providers be in network so that you can continue to see them, and remember, on an HMO, cannot go out of network, then that's not a good plan for you. The other thing is, if you switch to a supplement or you have a supplement, you don't have to worry about networks, but you also don't get any ancillary. So it's a trade-off. You're trading premium for flexibility. You can see any doctor and have little or no copays, but the flip side of that is you pay a premium and you do have, and you don't get any of the ancillary benefits. So very little in terms of gym memberships and money for eyeglasses and over-the-counter and all that. It's a trade-off, and I'm here to help you make that decision, weigh the pros and cons of each, discuss, what makes sense in your particular situation, and your situation may be different than your spouse's. 2 people who have lived together for 30 or 40 years don't necessarily have the same doctors or medications. So what's good for one person in the relationship may not be good for the other, and that's fine. These are individual plans. Let me know how I can help. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy the holidays, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks for watching.